In this video, we're going to talk about lists. And lists are just, just what it sounds like, a collection of things that we put together on a piece of paper. We put them on a web page. How do we create a list? Okay. Well, there are a few different kinds of lists. We're going to talk about two of them today, and then we'll talk about other ones in a future video. So I'm going to make a list underneath my family. And I am going to make this an unordered list. Okay. So unordered list uses a UL tag. Okay. That's the beginning of my unordered list. And I'm going to put a /UL. This is the end of my unordered list. Okay, right here it is. So everything between these two tags will be a list. A list contains items. Okay, so we're going to use a tag for a list item, LI, and then a closing tag /LI. Okay, and every item we want to have on our list will go in one of these list item tags. So my family is me. Another list item. Now I'm going to be doing several of these. So I'm going to copy this. Copy. Okay. Now watch what I'm going to do. There's a list item, list item, list item, because I know I'm going to have 3 more. Actually, I'm going to have 4 more. I'm going to have my son Gabe, my other son James, and my daughter Jordan, and our dog Sienna. Okay, so these are my list items. Each one has its own list item tag, and they're all contained in between my unordered list tag. And notice I indent them all. Remember, when we have, this is our body, and here's our body, and each one of these tags and things that we've used has been indented because they're inside the body. Our unordered list is indented because it's inside the body, and the list items are indented because they're inside the unordered list. Okay, it makes it really easy to see the structure of our page. So this is how you should do it. Don't get lines that are going all over the place. You should be able to see the structure using the white space. All right, there's my family. I am going to get rid of this line because family and this unordered list kind of go together. Just like this about and these paragraphs kind of went together up here. So I save it and refresh it. And there we go. There's my family. Notice they each have a little disc in front of them, a little bullet point, you might call it. So that's an unordered list. It's a list that isn't ranked in any way. It's just a few things, and we use bullet points. There's also something called, if there's an unordered list, there can also be an ordered list. How do we make an ordered list? Well, instead of using UL, we use OL. Don't forget to change the closing tag when you do that. And when I hit Control S now, save my page and go over here and refresh it. Now, instead of bullet points, since it's an ordered list, there's an order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now, technically, my son Gabe has his own dog. So if I want to list his dog, whose name is Hadley, it would be nice to have it under his name and indented a little bit. Okay, that'd be like a list within a list. He could have 3 or 4 pets. So how do I do that? Well, to do that, since I want it to go underneath Gabe's level over here, I want it to be underneath the 3 like we were doing an outline, right? I need to put another unordered list under Gabe. So I would do a unordered list /ul, and in the middle of his list I could put another list item for Hadley. His dog. So that's something that comes up by our students all the time. Hey, I wanted to put something under here. And the key point to remember is that this list has to be contained within the list item that you want it to. You can't end, so I couldn't have ended Gabe's list item with a /li and then tried to put a ul in there. I have to do this unordered list inside his list item, and you can see what it does over here. And there we see Hadley. Notice I got 2 of them. Why do I have 2 Hadleys? I only put 1 entry. And the answer is that I made a typo. Here's the opening for the list item. And this should be the closing, but as you can see, I left out the /, so it started a new list item instead. That's the closing right there. And that should refresh it. Okay, so that's how we do unordered lists or ordered lists. I prefer this one to be unordered, so I'm going to change it back to UL. And that's it. You will have, we're going to start a web page. I want you to do a web page about yourself. And you actually don't get to use lorem ipsum. I want to know about you. I want you to do a web page. It's a way for you to introduce yourself to me since you're new to the class. You're going to do a page. You're going to include some headings. You're going to include some paragraphs. Use some of these formatting tags. Put a picture of yourself. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me. Your classmates will probably see this as well. It's going to be on the internet. So your family, your hobbies, sports that you like, your favorite video games. You need to use a list on your page. So a lot of people like to do my favorite video games and do that using a list. But the things that we talked about so far, all the things that you see on my page here, use the copyright symbol, use some headings of different sizes, and write some really good paragraphs, multiple paragraphs, and tell me about you. I don't want single sentences. This is a little bit of a writing assignment on top of a programming assignment. And having some content will help you in formatting your page. Just a sentence or 2 here and there, it's hard to get a good looking page and see what it's going to look like unless you have some content. So spend a little time writing, and that will be your assignment for this week. Later on, I'll show you how to put it up on the internet, and we'll probably add a few things to this page before then too. But for this week, that's what I'm going to be checking.